Hey everyone! Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into some of the most eye-opening life lessons, the kind that make you pause and rethink everything. This video is packed with wisdom that can change the way you look at your everyday life, all delivered in a way that's easy to connect with. So grab a seat, relax, and let's explore these truths together. Oh, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more content like this. If you enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up and drop a comment with your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. Let's get into it. You know that saying, believe half of what you see and don't believe anything you hear? It's a reminder to question everything around us. We live in a world full of opinions and misinformation. So, always be skeptical, trust your gut, and don't take everything at face value. And, when it comes to advice, even this one, it's important to form your own conclusions. Take what works, leave what doesn't. And here's something all dads can relate to: strive to be the man you want your daughter to marry. It's simple, really. Be a person who sets the standard. This isn't just about relationships, it's about being someone worth looking up to, a role model. It's a tough one, but when you think of it like this, you'll always push to be the best version of yourself. Let's talk about blame for a second. If you blame it on someone else, don't expect it to get better. Honestly, blame is the easy way out. It's like putting a band-aid on a crack in the wall. Real change starts when you accept responsibility. That's how you take control. It might not be comfortable, but owning your mistakes means you can fix them, which ultimately makes life better. Then there's this classic: when you drink, you're borrowing happiness from tomorrow. I mean, it's fun in the moment, but the hangover, both literally and metaphorically, is always waiting around the corner. Just remember, those good times often come with a price tag, so make sure it's worth it. Don't make decisions when you're angry. Don't make promises when you're happy. Emotions are tricky. When you're mad, it's so easy to say or do something you can't take back. Same goes for when you're too excited. Those promises sound good, but can you follow through? Instead, let things settle. Give yourself time to think clearly. If you still want to make that decision or promise, at least it's coming from a balanced place. Have you heard the phrase, "We are the average of the people we spend time with"? Who you surround yourself with really matters. If you're hanging out with people who inspire you, challenge you, and want the best for you, then that's the kind of person you're going to be. But if you're stuck around negativity, it's hard to rise above it. Choose wisely. The people around you shape your mindset more than you realize. If your problem can be solved with money, it's not a real problem. This one hits deep. We stress about bills, about buying things, about money in general. But in the grand scheme, money problems are just surface-level issues. True problems, the ones that keep us up at night, are often emotional, spiritual, or about our relationships. Money might solve a lot, but it can't fix everything. Letting go is very hard, but it's the best thing to do. We've all been there, holding on to something that's dragging us down, whether it's a relationship, a job, or just an old way of thinking. The fear of letting go often outweighs the reality of it. The truth is, most of the time, once you let go, you feel a weight lift. It's like you can breathe again. It's hard, but worth it. And for all those in relationships, you don't really know the person you're with until you move in together. Living together is a whole different level. You see the good, the bad, and the weird. It's when all those little things, that weren't even on your radar before, start to matter. So, if you want to really know someone, sharing a space is the way to do it. Learn to be content and happy by yourself. Being alone doesn't have to mean being lonely. There's power in enjoying your own company. When you can be happy by yourself, you're stronger, more independent, and less likely to settle for less than you deserve. It's about being complete on your own, and anything else, like relationships, just adds to your life, rather than filling a gap. Here's one that really sticks: if you need company to be happy, then it will make you weak. Relying on others for your happiness can leave you vulnerable. People come and go, that's life. But if you learn to generate your own happiness, then no one can take that away from you. It's empowering to know that you control your own well-being. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anyone else. Self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. Whether it's your physical health, your mental state, or just making sure you're not running on empty, looking after yourself means you're better equipped to be there for others. It's like they say on airplanes, put on your own oxygen mask first. Trust is built over the life of a relationship but can be lost in an instant if you're not careful. Trust is fragile. It takes time to build but can shatter in a heartbeat. Whether it's in friendships, romantic relationships, or even at work, protecting that trust is essential. It's something that, once lost, can be really tough to get back, so treat it like the precious thing it is. No job is beneath one's dignity. Sometimes, we get caught up in titles or what other people think. But every job, no matter how small it seems, has value. It's about putting in the effort, doing what you need to do, and respecting that everyone's path looks different. There's no shame in honest work, no matter what it is. If you say you'll do something, do it. Your word is one of the most valuable things you have. It's about integrity. If you make a promise, follow through. People will remember if they can count on you, and that's a powerful thing. Break that trust, and it's hard to regain. The world owes you nothing. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's true. No one's coming to save you, and nothing is just going to fall into your lap. If you want something, you have to go after it. Life isn't fair, but once you accept that, you can start making things happen for yourself. Don't let emotions affect your life, no matter if those emotions are your own or someone else's. It's not easy to stay level-headed when emotions are running high. Whether you're feeling frustrated, ecstatic, or someone else is dumping their mood on you, it's important to take a step back. Emotions are temporary, and decisions made in the heat of the moment can leave lasting consequences. Take a breath, pause, and then decide how you want to respond. If you like what you do, it will never feel like work. This one's classic, but it's true. When you love what you do, it stops being a job and starts being a passion. Sure, even the best jobs have tough days, but if you genuinely enjoy the process, it's not going to feel like a grind. If you're stuck in something you hate, it might be time to reassess and see if there's something else that makes you tick. Being kind to yourself is the best medicine. We're often our own worst critics. It's so easy to beat ourselves up for mistakes, to feel like we're not enough. But if you take a step back and treat yourself with the same kindness you would a friend, it can make all the difference. Self-compassion isn't just nice, it's necessary for your mental health. Don't change yourself just to make someone happy, unless that someone is you. Changing yourself to fit someone else's expectations is a trap. It might make them happy in the short term, but in the long run, you're not being true to who you are. The only person you should ever change for is yourself, and only if it's because you genuinely want to grow and become better. Some will call you stubborn, others will call you strong. Everyone has opinions, and sometimes standing firm in what you believe in will get you labeled stubborn. But if you know that what you're doing is right, then their opinions don't matter. Being strong means sticking to your principles even when it's not the popular choice. Just make sure that what you're holding on to is worth it. You can make all the mistakes you want, just don't make the same one twice. Mistakes are inevitable, they're part of learning and growing. But if you're repeating the same mistake over and over, it's time to ask yourself why. Learning from mistakes is how we grow, but making the same one twice is just wasted potential. Use each misstep as a stepping stone to something better. Potential means you haven't done anything yet. Potential is great, but it's just the starting point. It means you have the ability to do something, but until you take action, it's just an idea. Don't let your potential go to waste, put it into practice, make it real, and turn it into results. There's nothing more tragic than unrealized potential. People have to do a lot of stupid things to figure out what they really want. We've all done things we look back on and cringe. But those so-called mistakes are often what help us figure out who we are and what we want. Sometimes you have to get it wrong to eventually get it right. Don't beat yourself up over the missteps, they're all part of the journey. Don't try to fit in where you're not wanted. Trying to fit in where you're clearly not welcomed is a waste of time and energy. Instead, focus on finding people who value you for who you are. The world is big, and there's a place for everyone, it just takes time to find it. You deserve to be around people who lift you up, not those who make you feel like you need to change. Friends can still screw you over without doing so intentionally. People aren't perfect. Even the ones who care about you can make mistakes that hurt you. It doesn't always mean they meant to, sometimes it's just poor judgment. The key is to understand intent versus impact. Forgive if you can, but also know when it's time to set boundaries to protect yourself. Sometimes when something tragic or heartbreaking happens, you never truly get over it, you just learn to live with it. There's a misconception that you need to move on from everything. Some experiences change you forever, and that's okay. Healing isn't about forgetting or pretending it didn't happen, it's about learning to coexist with that pain and still finding joy in life. It becomes part of you, but it doesn't have to define you. Your progress does not need to be seen or validated by others to be real. We live in a world obsessed with external validation. Social media, likes, and comments can make it seem like progress only counts if everyone knows about it. But true growth is personal. It's okay if no one else sees the work you're putting in. What matters is that it's real to you. There's no quick and easy way to achieve or attain something valuable and hard-earned. Anything worth having takes time, effort, and perseverance. If someone tells you there's a shortcut, they're probably trying to sell you something. Hard work might not be glamorous, but it's what gets results. Embrace the process, because that's where the real value lies, in the effort, the lessons, and the growth. The only thing constant in this world is change. Life is unpredictable. Just when you think you've got it all figured out, something shifts. The sooner you accept that change is inevitable, the easier it becomes to adapt and move forward. Resisting change only creates stress, while embracing it allows you to grow and evolve. Letting go is much easier than you think. Holding on is much tougher than you think. Sometimes we hold on to things because we think letting go will be too painful. But often, once you finally let go, you realize it was the holding on that was causing all the stress. It's okay to release things that no longer serve you, whether it's a relationship, a grudge, or an outdated belief. Making others look bad doesn't make you look better. It's tempting sometimes to try and lift yourself up by putting others down, but it's a hollow victory. True confidence comes from within, not from making others feel small. If you want to shine, do it through your actions and achievements, not by tearing others down. Do what is right, not what is easy. The right thing is often the harder choice. It takes courage to do the right thing, especially when it would be easier to just look the other way or take the easy route. But at the end of the day, your actions define who you are. Choosing what's right, even when it's difficult, is what builds character. No excuses, because excuses don't solve your problems. It's so easy to make excuses, to blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck. But excuses don't fix anything. They just keep you stuck. Taking responsibility is the first step toward real change. It might be uncomfortable, but it's also empowering. When you stop making excuses, you start making progress. Real growth is when you start checking and correcting yourself instead of blaming others. Growth means taking a hard look in the mirror and being willing to change what needs changing. It's not about pointing fingers at everyone else, it's about holding yourself accountable. When you can correct your own behavior and learn from your mistakes, that's when true progress happens. You take your power back by being responsible for your life. When you blame others for your problems, you give away your power. But when you take responsibility, even for things that weren't entirely your fault, you regain control. It's your life, and you have the power to change it. Responsibility is freedom, because it means you're in the driver's seat. The happiest people don't have the best of everything, they just make the best of everything they have. Happiness isn't about having more, it's about appreciating what you already have. Perspective is everything. If you focus on what you lack, you'll always feel like something is missing. But if you make the best of what you have and choose gratitude, you'll find joy in even the simplest things. You'll die once in your life. Make sure it's worth it. Life is short, and you only get one shot at it. Make it count. Chase your passions, take risks, and leave no room for regrets. The worst thing would be to look back and realize you didn't live to your fullest potential. Make your life worth the one chance you're given. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe if you're enjoying this video. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on content like this. Give it a thumbs up if you're finding value here, and let me know in the comments which of these lessons resonates most with you so far. You can't really control someone's loyalty towards you. Loyalty is a tricky thing because it isn't something you can demand or enforce. You can be the best friend, partner, or colleague someone could ask for, but that doesn't mean they will always be loyal in return. The truth is, loyalty comes from within. It's a choice people make for themselves. All you can do is stay true to yourself, treat people well, and hope that they do the same. But remember, their actions are a reflection of them, not you. You can do so much for someone and still not be treated well. Sometimes, no matter how much love or effort you give, some people will never appreciate it. This isn't a reflection of your worth, but more about where they are in their life. Don't let someone's inability to value you make you think you have less value. Your worth isn't defined by how others treat you, especially those who don't know how to appreciate kindness. If you have to keep asking yourself if something is worth it, then maybe it's not. Constant doubt is often your intuition telling you something's off. If you're always questioning whether a relationship, job, or situation is worth the effort, it might be time to step back and reconsider. Life is too short to stay in places that don't bring you peace or fulfillment. Trust that gut feeling, it's usually right. Don't take criticism from anyone you wouldn't take advice from. Not all opinions are created equal. If you wouldn't go to someone for guidance, why let their criticism affect you? Seek out feedback from people whose judgment you respect, people who want to see you grow. If someone doesn't have your best interests at heart, their criticism isn't worth your time or energy. Leave when a promise turns into a sorry. Promises are meant to be kept, not broken over and over again. If someone keeps letting you down and every promise is followed by an apology, it may be time to walk away. Apologies without change are empty, and staying in that cycle will only hurt you in the long run. Know your worth and understand that you deserve better than broken promises. Be alone sometimes. It is important for your mind and well-being. Being alone is often misunderstood as being lonely, but they're not the same thing. Taking time to be by yourself allows you to reset, reflect, and reconnect with what truly matters to you. It helps you understand your thoughts, desires, and dreams without the influence of others. It's in solitude that you often find clarity and strength. Education and knowing things means nothing if you're not willing to put in effort and use what you know. Knowledge without action is like a book left unread. It holds potential, but it's wasted. You could be the smartest person in the room, but if you never act on what you know, it doesn't mean much. Success comes from using what you've learned, applying it, and turning that knowledge into results. Don't just accumulate information, make it count. Do not chase people who are walking out of your life. If someone chooses to leave, let them. Chasing after people who don't want to be in your life only drains your energy and keeps you from focusing on the ones who do care. It's better to let them go and make room for those who value you. Not everyone is meant to stay, and that's okay. The right people will never need to be chased. When a man steals your wife, there is no better revenge than to let him keep her. It may sound harsh, but it's true. If someone betrays your trust, they were never yours to begin with. Holding on to anger or seeking revenge only prolongs your pain. The best response is to let them go and focus on your own healing. If someone can be easily taken, then they were never truly committed to you. You can't control what thoughts enter your mind, but you can control what thoughts you entertain. Thoughts will come and go, you can't stop them from popping up. But what you can control is which thoughts you give your attention to. Choose to focus on the thoughts that uplift you, motivate you, and bring you peace. Let go of the ones that drag you down, make you doubt yourself, or fill you with negativity. Don't give energy to thoughts that don't make you feel good. It's easy to get caught in a loop of overthinking, especially when things aren't going well. But dwelling on negative thoughts only gives them power. If a thought doesn't serve you, if it doesn't make you feel good or help you grow, let it go. Focus on what brings you joy and fulfillment. That's where your energy should go. Kindness will not win you respect, except your own. Being kind doesn't always mean people will respect you. In fact, some may see kindness as weakness and take advantage of it. But being kind isn't about how others perceive you, it's about staying true to who you are. The respect that matters most is your own. When you choose kindness, even when it's not reciprocated, you can hold your head high knowing you stayed true to your values. Sometimes the people you think have your back are the very people who will hurt you the most. Trust can be fragile, and betrayal often comes from those closest to us. It's a harsh truth, but sometimes the ones you think will support you are the ones who end up causing the most pain. This doesn't mean you should stop trusting, but it's a reminder to be mindful of who you give your loyalty to. A man must suffer if he is to remake himself, for he is both the marble and the sculptor. Growth requires discomfort. You can't mold yourself into something better without breaking down the old parts that no longer serve you. Just like a sculptor chisels away at the marble, you have to chip away at your own flaws, which can be painful. But through that struggle comes transformation. You create a version of yourself that's stronger and more resilient. Never forget why you started. When things get tough, it's easy to lose sight of the reasons you began your journey. There will be setbacks, challenges, and times when you question everything. But if you can hold on to that original spark, that reason that drove you to start, it can guide you through the toughest moments. Remember why you began, and let that be your motivation to keep moving forward. If you can't beat fear, just do it scared. Fear is inevitable. It's always there, lurking whenever you're about to do something important. The key isn't to eliminate fear, that's nearly impossible. Instead, the goal is to act despite the fear. Do it scared, take the leap even when your legs are shaking. Overcoming fear isn't about getting rid of it, it's about proving to yourself that you can push through it. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. We often think that failure is the worst thing that can happen. But more dreams die from self-doubt than from actually trying and failing. Doubt paralyzes you, stops you from even taking that first step. Failure, on the other hand, teaches you, it gives you feedback, and helps you grow. Don't let doubt rob you of what could be. Better to try and fail than never try at all. When you find yourself in a difficult situation and everything is going against you, never give up, because this is the place and time when everything will change. It's often when things are at their worst that a breakthrough is just around the corner. It's always darkest before dawn, and the universe seems to test us right before a major turning point. So when you feel like giving up, know that the change you've been waiting for might be closer than you think. Just hold on a little longer. It could always be worse. No matter how bad things seem, it's important to remember that they could always be worse. This isn't about minimizing your struggles, but about putting them into perspective. Gratitude helps you see that even in the midst of tough times, there are still things to be thankful for. Focusing on what's still good can help you push through the challenges and keep a positive outlook. The moment when you feel like giving up is the moment you need to push harder. When you hit that wall and feel like you can't go any further, that's when it's crucial to push a little more. It's when you push past that point of discomfort that real growth happens. Most people quit just before they're about to succeed. So when you feel like you're done, remind yourself that you're probably closer than you think. Stop complaining about the results you didn't get from the work you didn't put in. It's easy to blame the world, circumstances, or even other people when things don't go our way. But at the end of the day, if you didn't put in the work, you can't expect to see results. Effort equals outcome, it's that simple. If you want different results, then you need to be willing to do the work it takes to get there. One day, you'll thank yourself for never giving up. Persistence pays off. There will be days when you question everything, but your future self will thank you for pushing through those tough moments. Every time you refuse to give up, you're building resilience, and that resilience will serve you for the rest of your life. Keep going, because your future self is counting on you. What if I told you that 10 years from now, your life would be exactly the same? I doubt you'd be happy. Growth is a fundamental part of life, and the idea of being in the same place a decade from now is terrifying to most of us. Comfort zones are tempting, but they also mean stagnation. To keep evolving, you have to keep challenging yourself, stepping out into the unknown, and striving for more. Change is hard, but staying the same is even harder in the long run. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. Acknowledging where you are right now, your strengths and your limits, is the first step to growing past them. Once you accept where you're limited, you can start working on pushing those boundaries. Denial keeps you stuck, but acceptance allows for progress. It's about knowing where you stand and then doing everything you can to improve from there. A failure is not always a mistake, it may simply be the best one can do under the circumstances. Not all failures are bad. Sometimes, given the circumstances, you did the best you could. Failure doesn't always mean you did something wrong, sometimes it's just part of the process. What matters is how you learn from it and apply those lessons moving forward. Not every setback is a reflection of your abilities. The real mistake is to stop trying. Quitting is the only true failure. As long as you keep trying, you haven't failed. Life is full of setbacks, but persistence is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. The moment you stop putting in the effort, you guarantee that you'll never reach your goals. Keep trying, even if progress seems slow, as long as you're moving, you're getting somewhere. When a defining moment comes along, you can do one of two things: define the moment or let the moment define you. Life is full of pivotal moments, times when a decision or action can change everything. You can choose to take control of that moment and define it on your terms, or you can let it pass you by and let it shape you. Be bold. When the time comes, seize it and make it yours. Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. Whether your goal takes a year, 5 years, or even longer, the time is going to pass regardless. So why not spend that time working towards something meaningful? Don't let the length of the journey deter you, the time will pass either way, and you might as well be working towards something that makes you happy. It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everybody would be doing it. The hard is what makes it great. Anything worth having doesn't come easy. If it were simple, everyone would be successful, and there wouldn't be any sense of achievement. The struggle is what makes the victory worthwhile. Embrace the challenge, because overcoming it is what makes you stronger. If you believe it will work out, you'll see opportunities. If you believe it won't, you will see obstacles. Your mindset shapes your reality. If you think something is possible, you'll start noticing the paths that can get you there. But if you're convinced it won't work out, all you'll see are the reasons why it can't happen. Believe in yourself, believe in your goals, and you'll find the opportunities you need to make them real. Your past is just a story. Once you realize this, it has no power over you. We all have a past, and sometimes it's filled with pain and regret. But your past doesn't define you unless you let it. It's just a collection of experiences, some good, some bad, that have brought you to where you are now. Learn from it, but don't let it hold you back. You have the power to write a new story, starting now. Surround yourself with people who lift you higher. The people you spend time with have a huge impact on your mindset and your life. Choose to be around those who support, encourage, and inspire you. Life is too short to spend it with people who drain your energy or bring you down. Find those who bring out the best in you, and let go of those who don't. Embrace the unknown, that's where growth happens. It's natural to fear the unknown, but that's where the magic lies. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone, it happens when you step into uncertainty and take risks. Embrace the unknown, trust the process, and know that every step you take into unfamiliar territory is a step toward becoming a better version of yourself. You can't always control the circumstances, but you can control how you react. Life is unpredictable, and challenges will always come your way. While you can't control everything that happens, you have complete control over how you respond. You can choose to react with anger, fear, or frustration, or you can choose to stay calm, adapt, and move forward. Your reaction is your power, use it wisely. The biggest battles are fought in your own mind. Often, the toughest struggles we face are the ones within ourselves. Self-doubt, fear, and insecurity can be more paralyzing than any external challenge. Learning to quiet the negative voice in your head and replace it with positivity is one of the hardest, yet most rewarding, things you can do. Master your mind, and you master your life. A real apology involves change. Saying "I'm sorry" is easy, but real apologies are backed by action. If someone apologizes but continues to repeat the same behavior, it shows they aren't truly sorry. Change is the ultimate proof of regret. If you want to make things right, don't just say it, show it through your actions. Don't expect others to understand your journey, especially if they've never been in your shoes. Everyone's path is unique, and no one can truly understand what you've been through unless they've walked it themselves. Don't waste energy trying to make others understand. Instead, focus on staying true to your journey and finding those who support you without judgment. Jealousy is just a reflection of what you wish you had. When you feel jealousy creeping in, take a moment to reflect on what it's telling you. It often highlights something you desire but haven't achieved yet. Instead of letting jealousy eat away at you, use it as motivation. Let it inspire you to work harder toward your own goals rather than resenting someone else's success. Worrying is like sitting in a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere. Worrying feels productive, but it's really just a waste of time. It doesn't solve anything or make anything better. If you can fix a problem, then take action. If you can't, let it go. Worry only robs you of the present moment, and that's something you can never get back. Gratitude turns what you have into enough. It's easy to focus on what you lack, but that mindset only leads to more discontent. When you practice gratitude, you shift your focus to the abundance already present in your life. Suddenly, what you have feels like enough. Gratitude isn't just about saying thank you, it's about truly feeling content with what is. It's not what happens to you, but how you handle it that defines you. Life is full of ups and downs. Everyone faces challenges, setbacks, and pain. What sets people apart is how they respond to those challenges. You can let adversity define you, or you can rise above it. Your character is shaped by your reactions. Choose to be resilient, no matter what comes your way. Don't be afraid to start over. This time, you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. Starting over can feel like failure, but it's actually a chance to apply everything you've learned. You aren't the same person you were when you first started. Now, you have experience, knowledge, and resilience. Every new beginning is an opportunity to do things better, smarter, and with more confidence. Sometimes, walking away is the best thing you can do. Not every situation can be fixed, and not every relationship can be saved. It takes courage to walk away, especially when you've invested so much of yourself. But sometimes, leaving is the healthiest choice for your well-being. Walking away isn't giving up, it's choosing yourself when staying would mean losing who you are. Don't let success get to your head, and don't let failure get to your heart. Success and failure are two sides of the same coin. It's important to celebrate your wins but not let them inflate your ego. On the other hand, failures are lessons, not reflections of your worth. Stay humble when things go well, and stay determined when they don't. Balance is key to long-term growth. Be kind, but don't let people take advantage of your kindness. Kindness is one of the greatest qualities a person can have, but it shouldn't come at the cost of your own well-being. There are people who will see kindness as an opportunity to exploit you. Set boundaries. Being kind doesn't mean being a pushover, it means treating others with respect while also respecting yourself. It's okay to ask for help. We live in a society that often equates asking for help with weakness, but the truth is, it takes strength to admit when you need a hand. No one gets through life entirely on their own. We all need support from time to time, and that's okay. Asking for help shows that you're self-aware and willing to do what it takes to keep moving forward. People will judge you no matter what you do, so do what makes you happy. You can't please everyone, and trying to do so will only make you miserable. There will always be someone who has something negative to say, no matter what choices you make. Instead of seeking approval, focus on what brings you joy. Life is too short to live for others' opinions. Be true to yourself, and let the rest fall into place. Don't waste time explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Some people are determined to see you in a negative light, no matter what you say or do. Don't waste your energy trying to change their minds. Focus on those who are open to understanding you and who genuinely care about your perspective. Not everyone deserves your explanations. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the willingness to act in spite of it. Fear is a natural part of being human. Courage isn't about not feeling fear, it's about moving forward even when you do. Every brave person has felt fear, the difference is they didn't let it stop them. Face your fears head on, and you'll find that what you're capable of is far greater than what you imagined. The way people treat you is a reflection of who they are, not who you are. How others act toward you often says more about their character than it does about yours. Whether they treat you with kindness or cruelty, it's a reflection of their own values and experiences. Don't internalize someone else's behavior as a measure of your worth. Stay true to yourself, regardless of how others behave. Don't let the fear of losing stop you from trying. The fear of failure can be paralyzing. But if you let that fear hold you back, you'll never know what you're truly capable of. It's better to try and fail than to never try at all. Every attempt, successful or not, brings you closer to your goals. Failure is part of the process, and each loss is a lesson that moves you forward. Not everyone will appreciate your efforts, and that's okay. There will be times when you go out of your way for others, and it goes unnoticed or unappreciated. It can be disheartening, but remember that your worth isn't determined by someone else's recognition. Keep being kind and putting in effort because it's the right thing to do, not because you expect something in return. Trust yourself. You know more than you think you do. Self-doubt can make you question every decision, but deep down, you often know what's best for you. Trusting yourself means listening to your intuition and having confidence in your abilities. You've gotten this far in life, and that's not by accident. Believe in your own judgment, it's more reliable than you might think. The hardest part of growth is letting go of the people who aren't growing with you. As you evolve, not everyone in your life will come along for the journey. Some will stay stuck in old patterns, and that's their choice. It's hard to let go of people you care about, but if they're holding you back or refusing to grow, it may be necessary. Surround yourself with those who inspire you and encourage your growth. The only limits that exist are the ones in your mind. We often place limits on ourselves based on fear, past experiences, or what others have told us. But most of those limits are imaginary. They're boundaries we've created, not ones that actually exist. Challenge your perceived limits, and you'll be surprised at what you're capable of. The only real limits are the ones you believe in. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made. Self-forgiveness is one of the hardest but most important things you can do. We all make mistakes, and holding on to guilt only prevents you from moving forward. Acknowledge your mistakes, learn from them, and then let them go. You deserve the same compassion you'd offer to someone else. Forgive yourself, and give yourself permission to grow. Your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth. Just because someone doesn't recognize your value doesn't mean it's not there. Not everyone will appreciate who you are or what you bring to the table, and that's okay. Their inability to see your worth doesn't make you any less valuable. Know your own worth, and don't let anyone make you feel less than. Never be afraid to be yourself, even if it means standing alone. Authenticity is rare, and it takes courage to be yourself, especially when it sets you apart from the crowd. But pretending to be someone you're not just a fit in will never bring true happiness. Be unapologetically you, even if it means standing alone. The right people will be drawn to your authenticity, and those are the ones worth having in your life. Happiness is an inside job. We often look for happiness in external things, relationships, success, material possessions, but true happiness comes from within. It's about being at peace with who you are and finding joy in the little things. No one else can make you happy if you aren't happy with yourself first. Focus on your inner well-being, and the rest will follow. You are stronger than you think. Life has a way of testing us, and in those moments, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But each challenge you face is proof of your strength. You've survived 100% of your worst days so far, and you're stronger than you realize. Trust in your resilience and know that you are capable of overcoming whatever comes your way. Listen more than you speak. There's a lot of power in listening. When you take the time to truly hear others, you learn, grow, and understand different perspectives. Listening builds deeper connections and shows respect. Often, we're so focused on what we want to say next that we miss what others are actually saying. Practice listening. It's one of the most valuable skills you can develop. Don't settle just because it's easier than starting over. Settling for less than what you want or deserve might feel easier in the moment, but it comes at the cost of your long-term happiness. Whether it's a relationship, a job, or a situation, settling means giving up on what could be. It's better to start over, even if it's hard, than to live a life that doesn't fulfill you. Your journey is yours alone. It's natural to look around and compare where you are to where others are, but the truth is, we're all on different paths. What works for someone else might not work for you, and that's okay. Focus on your journey, trust your timing, and be patient with yourself. Everyone's path is unique, and that's what makes life beautiful. Celebrate the small wins. We often focus so much on the big goals that we forget to appreciate the small milestones along the way. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Celebrate your small wins, they're what eventually lead to the big ones. Recognizing and appreciating the little victories keeps you motivated and helps you enjoy the journey. It's okay to rest. We live in a culture that glorifies busyness, but rest is just as important as hard work. You can't pour from an empty cup. Taking time to rest and recharge is essential to your productivity, health, and overall well-being. Don't feel guilty for taking breaks. Rest is a crucial part of the process, not a sign of weakness. Kindness is free, and it's always the right choice. You never know what someone else is going through, and a simple act of kindness can make all the difference. Whether it's a smile, a compliment, or helping someone in need, kindness costs nothing but can have a huge impact. Choose kindness whenever you can. It makes the world a better place and brings out the best in you. Let go of what you can't control. There are so many things in life that are beyond our control: other people's actions, the past, the future. Holding on to what you can't change only causes stress and anxiety. Focus on what you can control: your actions, your attitude, and your effort. Letting go of the rest brings peace and allows you to focus on what truly matters. Every day is a chance to start again. No matter what happened yesterday, today is a new day, a chance to begin again, to do better, and to move forward. Don't dwell on past mistakes or missed opportunities. Each day brings a fresh start, and you have the power to make the most of it. Embrace the new beginning and keep striving for growth. Thank you so much for sticking with us through these powerful life lessons. Remember, growth is a journey, and it's okay to take it one step at a time. If you found value in this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more content like this. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What lesson resonated with you the most? Let's keep this conversation going, and we'll see you in the next video. Never measure your success by comparing it to someone else's. Everyone is on their own unique journey, and comparing your path to someone else's will only make you lose focus on what truly matters. Success is subjective, it looks different for each of us. What matters is that you are making progress toward your own goals, at your own pace. Celebrate your journey without comparing it to others, because the only person you should be competing with is yourself. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. Growth doesn't happen in comfortable places. It's the challenges we face that push us to become stronger and better versions of ourselves. Embrace the difficult moments, because those are the moments that lead to real change. If it feels hard, you're likely on the right path, pushing beyond what you thought was possible. No one has it all figured out. It's easy to look at others and think they have everything together, but the truth is, no one knows exactly what they're doing all the time. Life is a journey of learning, growing, and sometimes stumbling along the way. Don't put pressure on yourself to have all the answers. Instead, focus on doing your best, learning from your mistakes, and continuing to move forward. You don't have to be perfect to be amazing. Perfection is an illusion, and chasing it will only leave you feeling exhausted and defeated. You don't need to be perfect to be valuable, loved, or successful. Embrace your flaws and imperfections, because they're what make you human. You are already amazing just by being yourself, with all your quirks and unique qualities. Peace of mind is more valuable than anything money can buy. We often chase material things, thinking they will bring us happiness, but true peace and contentment can't be bought. It comes from living in alignment with your values, treating others with kindness, and letting go of the things that don't serve you. If you have peace of mind, you have something priceless, something that can't be replaced. Do more of what makes you forget to check your phone. In today's world, it's easy to get caught up in screens and social media, but the moments that truly matter are the ones that make you lose track of time. Whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing a hobby, or experiencing nature, do more of what makes you feel truly alive. Those are the moments you'll remember, not the time spent scrolling. Forgive others, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. Holding on to anger and resentment only hurts you in the end. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing someone's actions, it means letting go of the hold that anger has over you. When you forgive, you free yourself from the burden of the past and allow yourself to move forward with a lighter heart. The only opinion that truly matters is your own. People will always have something to say, and you'll never be able to make everyone happy. At the end of the day, the only opinion that should matter is your own. Are you proud of who you are? Are you happy with your choices? If the answer is yes, then that's all that matters. Live your life for you, not for the approval of others. Take care of your body, it's the only place you have to live. Your body is your home, and taking care of it is essential to living a full and happy life. Exercise, eat well, rest, and listen to what your body needs. It's easy to take health for granted until it's gone, so make taking care of yourself a priority. A healthy body leads to a healthy mind and a more fulfilling life. Happiness is not something you find, it's something you create. Many people spend their lives searching for happiness as if it's a destination they'll eventually reach. But happiness isn't something you stumble upon, it's something you create through your actions, mindset, and the choices you make every day. Focus on the things that bring you joy and cultivate happiness from within. Sometimes, growth means losing people, opportunities, and comfort. Not everything is meant to stay, and sometimes growth requires letting go of what's holding you back. This can be people, opportunities that no longer serve you, or even the comfort of staying in one place. Growth often means stepping into the unknown and leaving behind what's familiar, but it's worth it in the end.